Hello, a Vietnamese American girl of 24 years old, is the top student of Moss University, detected in the reverse hanging position, in the wall slot on the wedding day. Today I'm going to tell you about a case. It happened at a prestigious university in the United States. The victim was the school star, in high school and college. However, while studying for a doctorate at Moss University, you've mysteriously disappeared in the lab, and was later found murdered. So what happened that year? And why the killer? I would do that to a girl like that. Next, let's go back in time to 2009. To review the details of the case. Yale University is located in New Haven, Connecticut, United States. Yale is a world-renowned private university. It's one of the oldest universities. In the United States, there are 8 schools. Ivy League top reputation in the United States. Team of 5 professors. Course schedule and teaching facilities of Moss University. I'd say it's world-class in academic performance. As of 2020. Among the professors and researchers are alumni of Moss University. There are 65 Nobel Prize winners, 5 Adventure Medal winners, and NBA Touring Award winners. There are many famous people who have studied here, including American presidents William Houghton, Gordon Ford, George Bush, Bill Clinton. The main character of the story is Anne, also known as the Letter. She's a Moss College student. She comes from a family in Vietnam, born in San Francisco in the 7th of March 1985. Right from a young age, this girl was born in 1985, known as a man of great intelligence. Your dream is to become a biomedical researcher, in the hope of curing the cancer. One day, when going to school, he always achieved a lot of good academic results. I admire Tony the View, Dean of Union High School. Tomorrow once commented that, she's a student with personality, loved by teachers and friends. All the teachers here were deeply impressed by the Letter. She's one of the 2 best students in 12th grade, and an idealistic person. After graduating from BA level, with outstanding talent and outstanding academic performance, my dominant male has easily overcome many competitors to get a scholarship to the University of Rochester, New York, up to $160,000 United States dollars. More than 3.8 billion Vietnamese dongs at current exchange rate. At school, she majored in cell biology and medical anthropology. Thanks to his extraordinary intelligence, she gets the students in school. It's the next generation of Einstein. In addition to his terrible academic performance, she is also known as a little girl. Graceful and bold, oriental. In the eyes of friends, you're a very funny person. Always positive and full of energy. After graduating from college with an excellent degree, in 2008 the Letter was accepted into a program, graduate school at Moss University. You want to fight until 2013. Will get a doctorate in pharmacology. In addition, you are involved in many different extracurricular activities of the school. She even wrote an article about the safety of the campus itself, along the open career path, with the help future waiting ahead. I have a beautiful relationship with Jonathan, Whiteout's guy, a graduate student in physics and mathematics, application at Columbia University. They're best friends. It was each other's first love when they went to college, Rochester at the time. There's only 5 days left. She will marry her lover, Jonathan. After a while in love, they're engaged and planning a wedding. In the 13th of September 2009, in Long Island. The 9th of August 2009, even though the wedding is fast approaching. But you're always working hard. Research in the school's laboratory. As usual, she waited home for school. At night the roommate saw the letter was not returned. I can't contact you either. Your boyfriend can't call you. Worried, they called the police. The police initially thought, you may have a fear of marriage. I want to go somewhere for a few days. However, after the investigation, it turns out that it's not that simple. The longer her disappearance lasted, the changes will be bigger. The police learned from the letter's friends that you're a very careful person, and always keep yourself safe. Except learning and doing experiments, she rarely goes to strange places alone. When the police searched the letter's office, they found a cell phone and her purse is still on the desk and very tidy. Short in the room. There's no sign of the lake or anything. In the laboratory, it's just a paragraph from the letter office. I don't see you either. Fortunately, Moss College always pay attention to security on campus. 75 surveillance camera system has been installed in the school to ensure safety, closed by the laboratory. There are some privacy and security issues, so there's no surveillance. But at important locations like entrances and exits, there is still strict supervision. Just increased surveillance can easily track the location of the letter. The next day, College Moss provided all the surveillance footage in the school for the police. After a thorough inspection of the surveillance records in the 9th of August 2009, it shows the male arrived at the lab at 10:11 a.m. She's wearing a brown dress and a green shirt. He's holding something in his hand, maybe a research paper. That was the last time you were seen. Then the surveillance camera we went in didn't detect it. You go out at 12:55 that day. There's a fire alert in the lab. Everyone saw the fire alarm. They all move out of the building, but the letter didn't leave. And that means that moment, she's probably no longer in the lab. In other words, you disappeared in less than 3 hours, from 10:11 to 12:55. Because she's only 6 feet tall and slim. And then the police thought about it. Maybe that I put you in your suitcase, big bag or something, and get you out of the lab or not. The police continued to check the surveillance, but discovered, when everyone is out, they carry very little stuff. The possibility has been rejected. So is there a way out of surveillance? In fact, there is a large amount, and animal dung. It needs to be processed daily in the lab. It's very likely that the male was put in the garbage truck and taken away. The police later also sent very large force to follow. 6 find the number. Garbage is shipped from the lab. Unfortunately, they found no trace. The police also searched for 3 days, but still didn't find any clues. At that time, the whole University Moss is covered in the overcast atmosphere. The school also offered a $10,000 reward to encourage people to actively search and provide clues about you. Her fiancé flew in from New York, and her parents also flew in from California, waiting for my daughter's information. Under tremendous pressure, the police decided to conduct a search. Other details, with the lab where the male works, and the whole basement. Your lab. It's in the basement of the Moss Animal Research Center. Just walked into the basement, and an unspeakable smell came straight to their faces, because they've raised a lot of animals here. Let doctors and students do experiments. It's all experimental. According to the police description, area above, it feels like an underground tomb. The police also formed a forensic team, with hundreds of people to join the search. They're divided into 5 groups. Let's start with the letter lab. And we're going to go through each of the nearby labs one by one. They used lumitins. It's a blood marker that helps light up, even if the scene is cleaned, to leave a trace. Of course, this time, the investigators found a faint trace of blood on the door of Lab G. 13 of you. They also found a blue rubber glove, a white sock, a yellow lab coat on the lab ceiling. They all have the blood of the letter. Another group of investigators also found out a small round bead that looks like a bead fall out from the necklace in a dressing room behind room G22 after checking monitoring records. That seed is indeed the letter. While searching, everyone smells a very unpleasant smell. But all around there are small rooms. There really is no place to hide people. It's very strange. To identify the source of the smell, the police brought a dog. The dog then met the police's expectations and sent a signal to a wall. The wall above, there's a hole about the size of a computer screen. It is used to repair pipes. And there's a steel plate that's not mounted on it. When the police slowly removed the screws and opened the raw panel, they were shocked by what they saw. Everyone in, it's a decomposing human body. And that person is the letter. You're crammed back into the narrow wall, behind the progress board, axe in metal, near the locker of the room G22. Her legs only wear one sock. He's wearing a blue glove. September 13th was supposed to be her wedding day. It should have been the happiest day of my life for a girl. But that wedding became a funeral. A fact that her family and loved ones. It's not acceptable. The autopsy determined that she died of asphyxiation due to trauma and being pressed against the neck. She broke her jaw and clavicle, and those injuries happened while you were alive. At the prestigious Moss School, the media are there to hunt. Believe that an unprecedented and shocking event has occurred. Make it for parents. The students of the school are confused. The day after the letter's body was discovered, more than 2,000 people were on campus, Moss University area. Let's light candles to express our condolences. Your death has a picture, very big impact, to the psychology of the students who study here, since it happened. The students in the school were scared, when going to school or doing experiments alone. For a long time, they always go in groups when they go to school. And the laboratory, the campus is safe and comfortable. It's more stressful and depressing than ever. Then College Moss. They've come up with a lot of options to reassure students and their parents, to improve security on the campus of the school, and the situation has improved. Only students or school staff given cards. You can enter the test site. Each card has different powers and can only open specific doors. So how? That the spy can avoid surveillance after the murder and hide her in such a secret place. Gloves, stockings, and other items covered in blood. It's also hidden on the ceiling. It shows the killer, someone who can be free, get in and out of the lab on this floor, and are extremely familiar with the structure of the lab. In fact, just 2 days after the police report was filed, 3 suspects and an investigation into them. The first is Diamond Clark, the technician in charge of the animal laboratory. The second is Riri Godfrey, staff in charge of protecting the equipment. The third is Jolathan Whiteout Sky, your future husband. The first suspect, 24-year-old Raymond. His main job, it's about preserving small animals used in the laboratory and clean up the labs where the letter is doing research projects and so on. He's had a conflict with you about how to deal with guinea pigs in the lab. Raymond's been working at the Moss University for years. I know all about the lab. More, his access card has relatively dynamic powers, and he's free to come in and out of many labs, including the lab where the letter works. The police did the interview, especially for Raymond. Raymond said, I walk into the lab building at 7 a.m. until 10:38 a.m. I saw her walk into the lab. At 12:03, I saw her leave the lab. I don't know where else to go. When the fire alarm goes off at 12:55, I left the building. Then I came back. I didn't leave the building until 16 o'clock. Through surveillance, the police discovered the moment that Diamond push-ups are accurate. But at one point, he said, the letter that left doesn't match the camera. One more point was after leaving the lab building. He went out and sat down on the stairs, 2 hands holding the head with a heavy mood. According to observation, he seemed to be thinking something in his head, but that doesn't prove anything. There were a lot of colleagues at school who spoke well of him. At work, Raymond was also evaluated, is very serious and careful. If there are any students leaving the lab full of dirt, if he doesn't clean up, he'll get very upset. After obtaining some necessary test samples, the police let Diamond go. The second suspect is Larry, a worker in charge of protecting the equipment in the basement. That day he came to replace the projection equipment, light in the test room. His access card has broad access, and he's very familiar with roof types and different pipes in the test room. The body of the letter was kept secret, so he's also one of the subjects, the most suspicious. When the police asked, Larry replied that, I've been in the male lab for a while. It was about 11 o'clock. After the fire alarm went off, I ran out with the crowd. After the motion alarm, I also went back to the lab and do the rest of the work. Finally, I left the lab at 2:30 p.m. The police didn't find the loophole when compared to surveillance videos and let him out. The last suspect is Jordan, the letter's fiancé. After the investigation, Jordan has the perfect alibi. The doubt has been removed. The police then investigated all the suspicions. You can enter the letters lab, but we didn't find a suspicious AI. So the real killer is AI. The police suspect whether they've missed any important clues. So I decided to investigate all of the people who were there, in and out of the mail lab. This time the police took the card file, get in and out of your lab, and discovered something unusual. The suspect replaced me, people responsible for the preservation of animals in the laboratory. The lab has actually been in and out of the lab 11 times. In a short period of time, the police have launched a special investigation and unusual phenomenon, and found a new clue. Follow the procedure out into the laboratory. Everyone has to check in en masse ID card by the door. Before entering the laboratory, look through all the ID cards. People see that. Always use a blue pen to sign in. Diamond always uses a black pen to log in. But then, they saw him using a blue pen to log in. That makes people suspicious. He took the blue pen of the letter. Then the police also collated all of Diamond's surveillance images with monitoring screens in the lab. Diamond wears blue clothes inside and yellow lab coat outside. That matches the yellow lab coat. There was blood that the police found earlier. Maybe the lab coat he was wearing. Blood when committing a crime, and then it was thrown away. Monitoring the entrance and exit of the laboratory site shows Diamond stepped out after. Sweet bell fluttered. At that time, there's a red mark on his blue clothes. It looks like blood. After the alarm goes off, he walked back into the lab. The traces on his work clothes also disappeared. It shows that he changed clothes. Based on what the police found, they believe that Raymond is at greatest risk of crime. But only with the evidence above, it's not enough to convict him. The police have invited Dr. He's the founder of the Henry Lee Forensic Center in the United States. He's called the Chinese spy. You are one of the French experts, famous in the world, American of Asian descent. He has been instrumental in solving many cases. Serious case. I've also made some videos. Yours is on the channel. You can come back and have a look. Forensics rushed to the scene. DNA tests collected 10 on the bloodstains. Login pen, gang top, laboratory sleeves and coats, found at the scene. After comparing, confirmed that the marks stain. There's DNA in both the letter and diamond. The doctor said the results. The above DNA test is indisputable evidence. No matter the risk. He couldn't deny the fact that I killed the letter. The police then arrested Diamond for murder. At 8:25 the 18th of September 2009. The police arrested Diamond at a hotel 30 miles from the Moss University. The court fixed the amount of his bail will be up to $3 million United States dollars. After being arrested, Raymond couldn't afford to pay bail. So he was locked up in a prison, supreme security at the Ticket Pendulum, in the 10th of June 2009. The collective court officially adjudicated the case. In the trial, Raymond, no excuse for his murder allegations. I apologize to the victim and her fiancé. In court before being taken away, Diamond expressed his regret belatedly. He said Annie's a good girl. I'm sorry for taking her life. And it hurts a lot of people. Her mother is Vivian Le. For not being able to withstand the mental shock, he did not attend the trial. Mrs. Vivian, I've been crying in the media and saying, my daughter is worth it. She had a very happy life after marriage. She's talked to me many times about my future plans, but did not expect the intended date of the wedding. That was the day we got the news. I lost my daughter forever, and will never. I can see my grandchildren again. Outside the courtroom, Diamond Galaxy, a father of the perpetrator, said, my heart is heavy standing here today. We will still live our lives while the son goes to jail. From the beginning, my son was extremely hungry. I don't know how to describe it to people. When my son told me that, how he really regrets it. My son said, Hart was tortured for causing Emmy's death. In the 17th of March 2011, Raymond pleaded guilty, but denies allegations of willful assault on the victim that the prosecution charged, and he was eventually sentenced to 44 years in prison. He is expected to be released in 2053 when he is 68. Raymond never explained, though, the reason for Sao he did such a terrible thing to the letter. Criminal motive, Raymond's remains a mystery. Diamond's ex-girlfriend later said, Diamond is a very strange person. When we first met, he was kind and gentle. But as time goes by, he used to ask me some details about my life, such as what to wear, how to make friends with, and so on. Only after getting close to him, I just realized that he's a very controlling person. Time later, the police speculated that Raymond could be the judge's lover. But due to his introverted personality, he did not dare to speak. That day, he received an email forwarded by a colleague. I am getting married and will be very busy. Raymond couldn't stand it. You will become someone else's wife. In the time of jealousy, they lost control of the letter. In the lab, letter of fierce resistance and eventually lead to death. However, the diamond, love is just a guess. Except for the victim and the perpetrator, no way I can know what the real motive is. There was a device that day. High pressure in the laboratory has released a large amount of steam. Make the fire alarm false. Everyone in the lab is going crazy. In despair, Diamond hit her against the wall. After your death, Moss University has established a scholarship scheme called Emil. To think, I miss this talented Vietnamese-born PhD student. They even set aside October 12th as a day to remember her. The money of the donors will be transferred to the Moss School's Emil Scholarship Fund. Family letter. I also want to send money to the fund. This is the organization. Help children of low-income communities have the opportunity to go to higher education by supporting tuition fees. Wedding gifts you and your fiancé are going to buy. It is also converted into money for the organization. To the 22nd of September 2009, hundreds of people were present at the BSD in Hung Tin Frequency to participate in the memorial service about a talented but ill-fated young girl. The ceremony lasted for almost 90 minutes. Relatives and friends held hands together. The Amazing Grace song, in both English and Vietnamese, to remember you, before sending her off to her last resting place in El Dorado Hill near Armento's body. In the 26th of September 2009. Your brother's moment. Say your sister's name in Vietnamese. It's really emotional. Human life is impermanent. The letter's life ended at the age of 24. When you're young, you're filled with ambition. The dream is still unfinished. It hurts the departed and the grief, the endless regret of those who stayed. Time can help ease any pain. The loss on, for the loved ones of the letter, it is too big even if you are no longer in the world. But for loved ones, you will always live in their hearts, with the memories and the best moments they've ever had together. After the letter, safety in the school not only attracted the special attention of the Moss University and many universities, colleges, other university level, also very important, safety issues on the campus, because school is a place of talent. Every student is important to the family, society and country. Today's video ends here. I'll see you in the videos next. Hello.